Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake has hit southern Japan, killing and injuring dozens of people and leaving 40,000 homes without power. Several deaths have been confirmed at a shopping centre that collapsed in Kumamoto, with dozens more feared trapped. Meanwhile, multiple people are unaccounted for after a chimney collapsed at a factory in Kumamoto at a major manufacturing facility in the area. One hospital has recorded more than 50 injuries and another has reported 40, including 10 people in a serious condition. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has met Donald Trump at the White House, where it's thought Patriot missiles were on the agenda in discussions. Zelensky is visiting Trump before attending the funeral of Senator Lindsey Graham.
He treated everybody the same because he was fascinated and he loved every single person.
Graham was a passionate supporter of Ukraine in its war against Russia, persuading Trump to keep supplying arms to the country and keep up economic sanctions on Russia. Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump have discussed the ongoing war with Iran, his first face-to-face talks with President Trump since the war began. The US delegation has walked out of a UN Security Council meeting in protest at comments made by France that compared Washington's voting on human rights to that of authoritarian states. The diplomatic row was initially sparked last week when the US joined North Korea and Russia in voting against extending Volker Turk's term as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. After the vote on Friday, France's UN mission criticized the US and compared it to North Korea and Russia. Posting on X, it said the US used to be a beacon of human rights, not anymore.
That is why we walked out during France's intervention. This disingenuous grandstanding is tiresome, but we have tolerated it out of a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect as P5 members.
Sudan's army says it has taken full control of the strategic highway linking Khartoum to North Kordofan state after 2 days of fierce fighting with the Rapid Support Forces. Hours later, paramilitary drone strikes hit the flashpoint city of El Obeid. An RSF commander has since given field commanders autonomy to launch offensives without central orders following the setback. The Democratic Republic of Congo's Ebola outbreak has surged to 3,200 confirmed cases and 1,405 deaths. Government data released shows around 1,000 new infections in just 10 days. Nearly 90% of cases are in northeastern Ituri province bordering Uganda and South Sudan. The outbreak, declared in May, is a strain for which there is no approved vaccine or treatment. Firefighters in France are working around the clock to contain wildfires that have been raging in the Gironde region, while bracing for another sharp rise in temperatures. 4 firefighters have died in recent weeks across France, while 2,000 had been deployed in the Gironde to contain the flames, which for days has ravaged the countryside between the coastline and Bordeaux. A local official warned the weather conditions were unfavourable as the summer's 4th heat wave was expected to start by Wednesday, bringing temperatures in the area to 40 degrees Celsius. Johnson & Johnson has offered to pay as much as $5.5 billion to resolve tens of thousands of lawsuits in the US, alleging that its baby powder and other products contained talcum that causes ovarian cancer. The proposed landmark settlement aims to close a long-running legal battle that has weighed on the New Jersey-based healthcare giant for years. Johnson & Johnson has denied that its talc-based products caused cancer and has changed the formula of its widely used baby powder. And a Lincoln woman has been reunited with her dog, Chong, for more than 5 years after it went missing.
I still looked for him. We still went to our old neighborhood and drove around and looked to see if we could see anyone walking him or if he was running around somewhere.
Immaculada Jackman said she didn't stop searching for Chong after he escaped her home in 2021. He finally turned up outside a truck stop in Indiana after someone else had managed to microchip without realizing he already belonged to a family hundreds of miles away. Jackman's friend spotted a shelter's Facebook post about the stray, and the family drove out to bring Chong home 5 years on.
My friend sent me the post, and I just couldn't believe it.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.